So, as a parent of a student who's looking to go to college and actually go into film, could you each talk about your experiences at the schools that you went to, starting as a freshman?
My dream school was LMU, because when I went and visited the campus, I was just sort of like, whoa, this is LA and I'm in love with it. There was like, everyone was like, seemed really happy and beautiful and was like riding beach cruisers everywhere, and I could see the ocean, and I was like, I'm such a vibes person. Like, the campus was gorgeous and I felt like really good energy there, so I was like, this kind of feels like me. And then on top of that, I shadowed a screenwriting class, and and I just remember walking in and I couldn't see, like, I was like, where's the professor, Jeffrey Davis? I'm supposed to meet him here. And this like he's this tiny little man, and this little chair just sort of slowly spins around, and he's got this little flat cap on, and he's like, what's up? And then says a profane word, and I'm like, to like the whole class, and I'm like, dude, this guy's hilarious. And I sat in on the class, and he was just so, just like, going, like, talk about tangents. Like, I don't think they ever got to like what the topic was, but was just going off, and I was just like, I felt a very good vibe there. And so for me, like, I knew USC and UCLA were like higher up rank-wise or whatever that was, but that didn't really matter to me. And also I think, going to Saratoga High, there's a lot of people that want to do things in specific fields, and you don't have, and this program's phenomenal, but you don't have a lot of people that are like out here like saying, I want to be a writer, like I want to be an actor. So, for me, I was just kind of like, I think I've always sort of been the person to march to my own drumbeat in a lot of ways. My parents are here, you can ask them, probably ever since I was a kid, I've always been that sort of person. Don't pick a school, I know this is probably not like people want to hear, but don't pick it because someone else wants you to go there or because it's like the top rank or the top this. Pick it because it feels like you and you feel like you're gonna flourish there and you're gonna do well. I really think that's so important. I think that's so important, especially in this community, because I know my learning and where I am in the film industry and the connections I've made were not because of the school I chose. They were because I chose to go into Steve Moscow's office. They were because I snuck onto the Stony lot and passed out 2018 calendars of me and my writing partner when no one even knew who we are. They were because I have t-shirts my dad can turn around and show you right now with my face on them, and I passed them out so everyone knew who I was. It's like, you gotta just, like, what? You know what I mean? And it's all in the hustle of it. Getting an internship at Sony was really hard, but I finally got through the doors to get the internship at Sony, which is what got me the meeting, which is what got me to Happy Madison. If you want to be a writer, write something and then get your friends together and produce it and put it out there and send it along to people, because it only takes one person seeing that to open a door for you.
When you guys have an idea, you say like you lock yourself in like a room and you just go on your computer all day. So like, how often do you do that, and how like exhausting is that to do that for several ideas you have, and how do you kind of divide your time through ideas to make something?
The biggest thing is I have a writing partner, so I'm not sitting by myself, and Lily and I have kind of, I would say, a kinetic energy in the sense that like we're acting out this thing as it's happening, and I would say that if you see us writing in a coffee shop, you're like, are these girls good? Like, is there something off here? Because we're like talking to ourselves and like getting up and moving around and saying, okay, like this would be really funny if this happened here. And I think that if you want to write, especially in television, having a partner is amazing. If you have a best friend and they're also creative, and you'll probably meet that person in college, do something with them, because I have sit in a room by myself and written a script, and that's amazing. And I do like doing that, but I think having someone to bounce off ideas, so you're like, is this even funny? Oh, you think it's funny too? At least that makes two of us.
How do you banish writer's block to the Shadow Realm?
So you're always going to get writer's block.
I also think like if you're out with your friends and you see something funny and something happens and you guys are like dying, write it down. I have on my iPhone notes, I have like hundreds of one-liners, like that if anyone read them, it'd be like horrible, but like things that I find hysterical in life, so that when Lily and I are going to come up with a sketch or a show or whatever, I go back to that and I'm like, okay, cool, what can we develop out of these? So that you're not, and if you really can't think of anything, go for a walk and like look at the world and be like, okay, cool, what here is funny? Because something's always funny. Maybe it's sad at first, but then it can be funny.
Thank you so much, David, Eric, and Kendall.
Thank you.
Thank you. So,
how do you build up like the self-confidence to write the script and just not give up and hit the wall, or to, you know, pursue the film industry and not be scared of failure?
It doesn't matter because you're gonna get rejected, but that's life. You're gonna get rejected at every single stage of your life. As long as you are staying true to yourself and you believe in what you're doing, eventually someone's gonna see that and it's gonna work out for you. And it almost is just like learning to just go through life, not really, kind of just rolling with the punches and not really caring like what anyone else says of you. Because I've had so many times where one person told me, oh no, like, wow, that's you're ambitious to get that, and then I made it happen. You know, I got that person attached to my pilot. I got this and that because I believed that I could. And it's just having that level of confidence in yourself and having a passion, like you have something you want to tell the world, do it. You know what I mean? And it's going to hurt and it's going to suck and you're going to take it personally at first, but then you eventually just kind of don't take it personally, because I think in life, like, not everyone is going to be for you, right? But the people that you're going to reach someone. Even if like today, like I reached one person, like that's what matters.